Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Black Talent TV's Look Who's Next. Of course, you guys know I'm Simone Jackson, your hostess with the mostest, here to bring you guys another great episode of Look Who's Next. You guys know Look Who's Next is a podcast where we have engaging conversation with influential guests in the entertainment industry. I'm actually excited to be introducing our next guest for today. She is one of the top models, and she's making her mark in the modeling world, and I'm super excited to be talking with her. You might have seen her, on the Reebok campaigns, Nasty Girl, Aritzia. She signed on with great modeling agencies like Elite New York Management and Lips Los Angeles. I'm really super excited talking with her because, as I can tell, she's already super dope. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Miss Sharina Gutierrez. Hi, Sharina.
Hi, guys.
How are you? I'm really glad to be talking with you today.
Me too. I'm glad to be on your show. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm really excited. We don't, with Look Who's Next, we actually don't get the chance to interview models as much. So I'm really excited to be talking with you. So if it's all right with you, I want to begin the first question for you. What began your passion for modeling?
Honestly, it's a really funny story. I was in the 6th grade, so I started when I was 12. I was in the 6th grade, and my friend at the time, her name's Ariel. She was in acting classes at John Robert Powers, and she was like, "Man, like you have so much personality, and you're like, like a pole. Like you should just try this out." And I was, at that time I was taller than a lot of people in my class. And I was like, okay, screw it. Why not? Like anything to keep me like out of the house, basically, because growing up in a Filipino like household, you're basically home all the time. So you got to find ways to get out of that house.
Right.
So for me, it was just like I wanted to move and shake and like be out and just like, so it wasn't really an inspirational thing. It just kind of fell on my lap. And then my mom was like, oh, like the only way that I'll let you do this is if you take etiquette classes, because I was like such a dude when I was younger. And that John Robert Powers, sorry, that's my son. Hold on. I hear you. I'm currently under an interview right now, Mason. Sorry about that. Okay, so she told me, she was like, like you gotta take these etiquette classes, and it's something that they offered. And I was like, all right, well, it doesn't hurt to be, I guess, classy, And so I went and basically took one class, never took an etiquette class, and then they like the scout found me and was like, man, you should join like this competition. It's in New York. So they trained me for the competition, and then 2 months later I was doing this competition, and I won this. It's called INTA.
Mm-hmm.
And I won like above like 3,000 girls, like all age ranges, like up to like 26, I think, something like that. And I was 12 and I won. And I at that point I had like 55 different agencies from all around the world that wanted to sign me. I think it was like the most called back agencies like in that competition. So everybody from like IMG to Wilhelmina to Next to LA Models to everything, everyone that was a great or is a great agency was a scout there. And I had to decide at a really young age, like what was the best route for myself. Well, not actually myself, but my mother did. And we're from California. So I was born and raised in Riverside, California. So for us, like it just made more sense to start my career in Los Angeles.
Right. Yeah.
And I ended up signing with LA Models, and that started my career. My first job was with Italian Vogue. I shot Italian Vogue with Michelle Khan. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, 55 different. Can you imagine, for one, I know that it had to be just like, wow, beating out 3,000 different girls of all ages, but to have 55 different agencies call you, that must have been overwhelming.
So, so sorry. He's so excited. He's playing with the dog right now. Okay, well, be careful, please. Can you go to the living room with the dogs? And do you hear this? This is my day today right here. So not only am I a model entrepreneur, I am also a mother and have to deal with my almost 7-year-old child that is in front of my face with the dog.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, she lets you pick her up now, so pick her up and bring her to the living room and go stay in the living room. Thank you. Hello. So sorry. Hold on, just give me 1 second. Go, Mason, please. I'm in an interview. 1. Okay, can you please
pick her up?
Okay, well, put her on the ground. I don't want her on the bed, and I don't want you on the bed. And I want you to go and let me be in peace. So sorry. See, this is this is what I have to do.
Look at Mom.
Beautiful. Now don't drop her. Go.
She said, "Don't drop her." I love that. She said, "Wonderful." Now don't drop her. That is cute. That was the cutest thing I've ever heard. She said, "Wonderful." Now don't drop her. Sorry, that was great. That was good. She said, "Wonderful." Now don't drop her. But like I was saying, it must have been really overwhelming for you to have 55 different modeling agencies contact you or try to get a hold of you.
Yeah, I mean, I was and am and still really blessed. I definitely didn't think, like I was made fun of when I was younger, like for being like, having no titties, no ass, just like this weird alien-esque 7. I think I was 5'7" at that time, so I didn't grow much after like 12 years old. So I was definitely really tall at 12 years old. That it just was kind of like, it was dope,
Right.
like being a 12-year-old that like was wanted like that. It's kind of like no one really knows my story because I don't really tell people my story. And when I do interviews, it's just like really short interviews. So this is actually my first podcast that I'm doing.
Oh, wow. But yeah, that's awesome, though. Yeah, you hear it first. Here, look who's next. Got her first podcast interview. But that's awesome, though. But, like I said, it's very rare for us to get models here on Look Who's Next. So we don't really know how the process of casting really happens. With actors, because we really interview them a lot, they always give us sometimes the process of auditioning. Now, I know kind of the same thing for models can be different. So how does the casting work? How does the auditioning works for models? Can you give us about that?
I think it all varies on what the job is and what you're actually casting for, because you could go through a process of like, hold on 1 second. Sorry, 1 second.
You did it.
You could go through like an entire process of like elimination round. So it's kind of like acting, but just like more your personality and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. But Sharina, what would you say is the most difficult thing about modeling? What would you say is the most difficult thing?
Sorry, the most difficult thing about modeling, man. This is the thing though, like what girls don't understand is modeling is a job. So it's once you treat it like a lifestyle, it's like you don't really see the beauty of what this job could truly be, because you need to be able to switch on and off from being a model and like your ordinary person, So like I think the most difficult thing for modeling is just, I guess, the criticism for most people. For me, like I know when I was younger, I that's something that I dealt with a lot, where I was like, man, I don't know if I could deal with criticism as well as I'm dealing with it now. Like now I'm just like, whatever, I don't give a shit. Like, you don't want me, that's fine. Somebody else is going to want me, and maybe they're even better than you. So that's your loss, not mine. Like once you treat it like that, it like the more blessings come, because you don't let anything affect you. Right. So it becomes more of like literally it's like a job. It's like you either, you make a sell or you don't make a sell, because you have to sell yourself. You got to have really good people skills to be in front of people and actually sell yourself as your own brand, like why they should use you or pick you for their campaign, because literally they're picking you for to be the face of their company.
Right.
So it's like that's like the more difficult part, is where people like girls think the whole model lifestyle when they start off, they don't start off the nice bubbly outgoing person. They just think they're already the shit because they booked some like Louis Vuitton or some shit like that. But then do you see them out like and having longevity? Like I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. I'm 28 now and I'm still
Wow.
doing it. I just did the Tommy Hilfiger campaign. So it's like I still do things and still do things of big caliber because I make sure I keep a good um, work relationship with my peers around me, and I make sure that they understand I respect them, and also my personality comes out, and I stay true to who I am, and I never like, I never shade that or anything, because really, like, I am the face of your brand. So if you're not going to like me for who I am, why the hell are you choosing me anyways? Because I'm not going to change myself for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think I really like how you said that, how some models treat this like a lifestyle instead of a job. And I totally understand where you're coming from with that. And yeah, it is it is very hard. And I'm really glad you're willing to share, the harsh truth of modeling, because it's not always so glamorous. So I
Yeah.
really do appreciate, the
But
honesty.
it's actually a beautiful blessing, because
Mhm.
if you treat modeling like a job, then you understand that it's a platform. So you meet a lot of people through this industry, from like the lifestyle, like the nightlife. You meet like the just people that you're exposed to, from like club owners to um, party event planners to actual designers to makeup artists, everything. Like there's a connection to everything. And if you just stay focused on not the partying aspect of this lifestyle, then you realize that there's a lot of connections to be made, and you can actually build a platform into a different career using this. So I feel like a lot of girls become more successful in their career because they actually learn to use it as a platform rather than a lifestyle. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree with that. 100%. Absolutely. It can be used as a powerful platform to make a difference. And yeah, so I do agree with that. So,
I definitely used it in my life, like from like just modeling to being an actual entrepreneur. So all these relationships that I've like built for 15, 16 years now, like I now have like equity into two companies. I do a bunch of different things. I leverage like financial meetings between like startup companies and like investors that want to invest into the startup companies, and like everything from like music to fashion to like I'm actually creating my own clothing line. So it's like with all these connections that I've made in modeling, not only am I modeling and still doing like really big jobs. Tomorrow I work for Forever 21. Like I use this platform to expand into my actual day-to-day life. So not only is modeling like my life, I am also like a full-on entrepreneur that does all these things on the side that most people don't see. So they see
exactly.
like the beautiful girl that, because I'm blessed to have this energy that I have inside. So like I'll go out and be social and do these things, and they see me out and they're like, damn, like she has so much energy and she's so full of life. She's like this dope model, but what they don't understand is I'm so much more than just what meets the eye.
Absolutely. And you're
Yeah.
proving that too. That is awesome. Being an entrepreneur with startup companies and I am very impressed. Like you said, most people wouldn't know. They would just, look at you and assume she's just a model, but you're proving to be so much more behind the surface. And I love that. I admire that so much. I really
Yeah.
do. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sharina,
I'm trying. I'm trying, girl. I'm trying. It's hard out here. Let me tell you.
a girl. I know the struggle is real. Trust me, I know. I hear you on that. I am with you on that. I definitely am. But you are definitely doing your thing, and it's something to admire about. But Sharina, I was gonna say though, so many, models are kind of breaking off modeling and going into acting. Would that something you'd be interested in doing?
I've actually, I mean, there's kind of talks about like me going into some TV stuff, but that's something that I can't really tell you which genre that's gonna go into. But yeah, modeling usually like it's an easy transfer into the TV world for sure because you're exposed to being in front of the camera anyways.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. Any future, I understand besides the acting, any other future projects that you are involved with that you can dish to Blacktown TV?
Right now I am involved with like two startup companies. This is set aside from modeling. I'm a part of this electric bike company, so I'm all about elect like saving the world basically. um Actually, let's see, where do I start? There's so much to talk about. I'm a part of this company called Zolly. It's an all electric bike company. It's like triggered to, please millennials, but actually, grown ass men and everything, women, like we love that. Like we love our electronics. So this electric bike company is really dope. I'm also a part of an accessory company called Divine Forge. It's a phone case company where we take Spanish marble and we actually cut it out and put it onto phone cases. So it's like real stone. And I'm all about stones. Like I'm super with I love spirit, so I'm very spiritual. Um like frequency and everything. So stones surround me all the time. I personally wear like 50s to 60 stones a day on my body.
Oh wow, she said on my body.
Yeah, like people are like, why the fuck are these just accessories to you? I'm like, no, like this is like my shield. Like you guys all look at me because you guys like my aura because this is my shield from all the negativity in the world. Like I'm a very like I love this is another thing I love to do and what I do is I love to connect people. I'm all about growing together. Something that I didn't have growing up and it's like, within like my friendships and things like this. I've recently found a group of friends where we get together, we grow together, we connect other people into the group, we integrate, we grow more, and we basically make money together. But we do it by creating. Where back then it was about partying and not really like, you weren't thinking of the future. So once you let that stuff go and you realize like you're not focusing on the one cup that's built in front of you, you turn around, you're blessed with so much if you could just open your eyes. So to me, like something that I really love doing is I love connecting people. So regardless if it's music, fashion, anything basically, anything like directing, video work, like I helped put together Tyga's music video that I was in. I forget the name, but I basically put the whole thing together. But it's all it's all like from the casting to everything. So a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm like the type of person that just wants to create. So if I can help people create like a vision or a dream of their own to come to life and like, help plant seeds for them or help them on their journey, like it satisfies me because I know in return like I'll be blessed with other abundance because I'm sharing my connections and my blessings with everyone else because that's what life's about. Like whatever is given to you and whatever you're blessed with in your life, just know that it's not just for you, it's also for everyone else around you. It's
Exactly.
not greedy. It's like you cannot be successful with greed.
Exactly. Ah, love that. Love that, love that, love that. I feel like you should trademark that, make it into a tea. I really do. I
For sure. Oh, and
yeah.
that's another thing I'm doing. I'm actually creating a spiritually based clothing line. And I can't really talk much about it, but it's like a very big passion of mine. Like I've always been into clothing. Um I guess a lot of it I owe to like this brand called Stamped. Like Chris Stamp, he actually like made me realize um what my true talents are in this industry. And even though that, that falling out was not of the best, but he is one of like, the better, more talented streetwear designers. And it was an eye-opening experience for myself because I got to experience the whole clothing design world aspect of being behind the camera rather than always being in front of the camera with the clothes on. So on my journey and through what I could give to others, what better than for me to like create something where you wear something and you actually feel good wearing it.
Right.
Because it's something like, it's something spiritual, not to where it's like this crazy religious thing, but it's just about frequency and good vibes and just like understanding that the clothing that you're wearing can uplift you in many different ways. So once I can start talking more about this, like I can't wait to like show people and like for people to actually see what I got going on, because there's a lot going on over here.
Oh, well, we are definitely here at Black Talent TV. Cannot wait that we will definitely be checking that out. My next question, which will be perfect, where can the Black Talent TV audience follow you and your work? Make sure they can keep up to date with you.
Okay, well, you could follow me on my IG, which is Sharina Gutierrez, SHARINA Fuck, that's so long, yeah?
That is so long, man.
Damn! And then my work, which is like my company, is I Am Sharing Love. So it's IAMSHARIN.love. And that's also on IG.
Awesome. Black Talent TV family, please make sure you follow Miss Sharina. She's definitely got some exciting things coming up, especially with her spiritual clothing line. We'll definitely be keeping our eye on that. Coming up with the last few questions with you, Miss Sharina. Recently this year, you partnered up with Reebok to do some campaigns.
Oh, yes,
Can you tell us about
did. Yeah, that launched the beginning of this year, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a you know what? Let me tell you, I was shocked when I got that job. It definitely put like into perspective like who I guess I am in this industry, because honestly I am like the most like selfless, like in my opinion, like don't give a shit type person. So I don't really see from an outside point in like who or what I've become in this industry, you know? So for me it's just like I'm just some normal Joe that like I never thought of myself on that caliber of like Gigi Hadid and like Ray Shmurda and like Little Yachty and Ariana Grande and like these people that I literally like was like, how the fuck was I a part of this shit? Like, you sure they want me? And they're like, yeah, like you're just you. Like you do you so well. Like, why wouldn't we want you? I'm like, all right, cool. Like, it just was a really cool experience, especially like eye-opening for me to just realize like how truly blessed I am and how much like this industry has really blessed me. And that campaign was a really dope campaign. I did the runway show Lil Yachty performed, and I was on stage with like Lil Yachty for the presentation. That shit was pretty dope. He's a very talented person. Yeah, that whole project was a very great project. It's just like what defines classic, because honestly like classic doesn't exist anymore. And I said this in my interview. It's like, especially with like Instagram and things like this, it's like everybody's doing the same shit, wearing the same shit that someone else wore, taking the same damn photo in some other different place or with a different backdrop. It's like dodo birds, you know what I mean? Like it's like you all fall off a cliff together because you're all chasing the same thing. Like, instead of stepping back and looking and like creating the one thing that these people would chase. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, why be the chaser when you could be the dreamer and the creator? Like, so like what classic is to me is to be like your own original person, set aside from everyone else, and not giving a fuck what anyone else thinks or what anyone else is like, you know, sitting there and like not caring about the judgment and the like that personal life and like people's like, because you know what you see on Instagram is people now, it's not, that's not people's lives. Let me tell you, girls don't look like this all the time. That's a hell of a lot of Facetune. Because when you be seeing these girls in person, you like, goddamn, you don't look nothing like that. It's like straight up bamboozle shit. That's why it's just like, you know, like, and people need to start embracing like their true beauty and things like that. And like, it's really hard because people are just want to look like everybody else. Like me, like you know, I was a victim of that. I was wearing the, you know, trying to go out with dresses and like do my makeup and like my eyebrows and like spend hours on that shit. Like we're just recently, honestly, this is just recently for the past week, I was like, fuck it. I'm not gonna wear no makeup and just see like the reaction I get. Like, and I've gotten more like, you look more beautiful within this week than I did ever like wearing makeup and taking the time to like, you know, think that I was taking the time to look good. Like I actually like, I really appreciate women's beauty and like the fact that a woman can be beautiful just through her confidence. If she just wears that confidence out, it's going to be more than a dress and some makeup, let me tell you. Because like the moment you can sit there and like really truly just live for yourself and be happy, because that's what life's about. Like you're supposed to live for yourself. You don't live to make other people happy. You live to make yourself happy. So whatever's making you happy at that time, and you're not thinking about everyone else, your light will shine so much brighter and it'll attract so much more people because you're being your own original person and not truly giving a fuck what anyone else thinks about you. And that creates a better audience because people want that original, like that original, that original person. They want the person that they can look at and want to be like, because that's literally what entertainment is in TV. Like you're watching these people and then you're starting to act like them because you're watching them. They're now your teachers. You're watching them. So it's like what you're putting out to the world and you're having like, you're projecting and watching, like letting people, and especially like talking and like interviews like this, like what you're projecting, like people are listening and learning from this. Like little kids are learning from this. Adults are learning from this. Everybody has gone through their own shit in different ways, but all the same shit in different ways. Like you really have to like, you know, die to wake up, basically. And like you have to die within yourself, where it's like you have to figure it out within yourself, how to break the matrix within yourself and break the matrix of the world, because life is a disguise in the same form in different shapes. Or does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So it's just like you need to learn to like live above all that. And once you can live above all that, you become a creator. You become different. You become the person that people want to look up to and want to be like, damn, what happened? Like she was just like this. She was drinking, doing this, doing that, being like out there. And now she's like still out there, but on a different level. Like, let me go fuck with her because what just happened? Like shit, it's like, hit them with a left, like, you know, like you hit them with a left, like you don't even, they don't even know where that comes from.
Absolutely, hit him with that right. Yeah, I get what you say. Absolutely, what you're saying. Hit him with that right hook. You know, be a huge surprise. Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm so I like I said, I saw the campaign and I definitely love it. So I was really happy to see you were part of it. And like I said, Reebok is one of my favorite brands. So I definitely was excited to see the campaign come out and just wow, all of that just must have been just wow. I would have just died being in the same room as Ariana Grande and all of them, and you know, just wow, what a moment. Honestly.
I never got to meet her, but I definitely was in the room with like some like with Lil Yachty and everyone else, because Ariana I think was touring at the time. What do you call it? Yeah, it was definitely like a blessing. It was just kind of like one of those moments where you have to sit back and you just have to truly be grateful for everything that was given to you, because like you can truly like impact people's lives in like a positive way. And I did talk about that in my interview with Reebok on how being your own original person means more than to be a follower. And
Absolutely.
that's my big message. Like, to me, I don't care if I have millions of followers. Like, at least the people that follow me fuck with me because they care about the fact that I don't give a fuck about being that person with a million followers or whatever that be. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, to me, Instagram is not about like the following and the likes and the everything, because I could post something and I could get 200 likes. I could post something else and it can get 5,000 likes and stuff like that. And like, it just, like, to me, it's, I don't care about the likes. I just care about what I want people to see.
Exactly.
So I post a lot about like my word of the day and like, you know, being the positive light to people and having people understand like you're not alone. And I've been through my journey, and my journey is a lot, you know, is different but the same as other people. Like, I've been through my shit. I've been through and done, and like, you know, I had my kid when I was 20. I'm like a single mom. I'm doing all these things like that. Like, I just had a dream and I went for it, and I never gave up, even though people were telling me to give up and do all these things. Like, I never wanted to be the person that that wanted to give up on myself because it got too hard.
Exactly.
Or that I, you know, like, because you have to be a farmer, and to be a farmer, like, in life, like, you need to understand. I love this because someone taught me this. Like, you have to understand the soil. You can't just plant a seed and it just grow. Like, you have to understand everything, that the elements, the everything that's going into farming. So that's manifestation. That's how you're going to go about your career and do these things. Like, you have to really manifest that shit. And you don't manifest that shit just by saying it and then dreaming it. You go out and you do it. You do something towards it every day. You walk towards it every day. You like, even if it's putting something on paper, going out there and like spreading like a word or something and just planting a seed, like, it grows every day and eventually it's going to be yours. It's manifestation. It doesn't happen just because you think you deserve it. No, those people went out and got it. You know, like, there's like the rare cases where you grow up in like a famous family and then all of a sudden, like, you know, like, you just reap the rewards. But all that came from your family planting the seed and going out and getting it. Now, when you grow up in an environment like that, like, you should also plant your seed within that seed and grow it and like nurture it even more, because you're building the empire on top of the empire that your ancestors have built. So for me, I'm building my empire for my family. So for my son and for like the future of like his kids and all that. And so everything that I do today, tomorrow, yesterday, like, that's all building towards a future for my family, my friends, my everyone that's surrounded, like, in my circle, because everyone's going to grow with me. I'm not doing this shit alone. Like, I'm going to have my team, my people, my everything, and make sure that they're good before I make sure I'm good. And
No,
like,
I totally agree with that.
yeah, so that's like, that's the Reebok, like, that is the Reebok campaign. Like, what do you have to offer the world? What is your message? What makes you classic? And I feel like that's what makes me classic, is really just being my own original person and not following a crowd that, like, not worrying about if a crowd, like, is gonna accept me or not. Like, fuck it, if you don't like me, don't like me. Who is you? Nobody. Like, not in my world. In my world, I am the queen. So, like, for me, like, you can hate me, you can say whatever the fuck about me. In the end, I'm still pushing, I'm still doing what I need to do, because that's what keeps me real and it keeps me alive. So that is like, that's Reebok, and that's what I love about Reebok, because every single one of those people that are part of that campaign has manifested something beautiful for themselves. From Gigi Hadid, Ray Shmurda, like, all of them, like, had their own lives, and like, we all come from different lifestyles and everything, and but we've all manifested to grow like a bigger picture.
Right. And I totally got that from the campaign. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is really a powerful statements that you just given us there, Ms. Sharina. I really appreciate that. You have got to be the dopest model we've actually had on here. Honestly. Hands down. Hands down. Yeah. And I really do appreciate you giving me your time and your words and your thoughts here to Black Talent TV. I appreciate that. You know, like I said, you're juggling being a model, a mom, an entrepreneur at the same time. So I know your days are filled. So I do appreciate you giving me your time. And like I said, I think the Black Talent TV audience is gonna love you. I think you gotta be like the dopest model we actually had on here. I adore you. I totally respect you as well.
Thank you. Thank
No,
you. I really like that. That makes me truly, really, truly, truly happy.
yes, absolutely. Like I said, it's rare. It's not. We don't get to interview models that much, and you know, sometimes when you do, you wonder if they're gonna give you, you know, like basic answers, or they're actually gonna be real and be honest and bold and straight up. And I appreciate that you did
Yeah,
that.
but that's where that motto comes in. Like, never judge a book by its cover, because, you know, I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I would like to hope that there's brains within these beautiful women, you know?
Absolutely. Me too.
Yeah, man, because it pays to be beautiful, but it pays even more to be beautiful and smart, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. So everybody, if you want to make sure to follow Miss Sharina on her Instagram, and make sure you guys check out the Reebok campaign, and make sure you guys check out everything that's going to be coming in with her project, future projects. We'll definitely keeping an eye on it. Like I said, Miss Sharina, we do appreciate you giving your time and thoughts today. Like I said, I cannot wait to see more. Can't wait to see your spiritual clothing that comes out soon. We're definitely keeping our eye on that. So
Yes, that'll be either the end of the year or like the beginning of next year. We'll see. Just
ooh,
depends, man. I mean, creating a clothing brand, it's not easy, let me tell you.
oh, I bet.
There's a lot of things that go into this. So I'm just like, all right, you know, one day at a time. But plus I'm juggling everything else. So but you know what? It's a really fun adventure. And on top of that, I'm also a mom. And I got to make sure, like, I'm doing my part as a mother, and I got to make sure I have, like, you know, my own personal life. So the best advice that I could ever give people is to make sure you know how to juggle your personal life, your work life, and like you're just within your day to day, like understanding that life is a balance. You can't overdo one and not do the other, overdo the other, not do one. Like, you really have to understand, like, the value of time, because you can never get your time back.
Absolutely, and I agree.
Yes,
Like I
especially
said,
y'all, to all you people that are listening, whoever the hell you are giving your time to and spending your time with, trust me, 10 years from now or 2 days from now, they're probably going to change. So just start just living for yourself and see who's going to come along that ride with you and love you for who you are, because you're going to save a lot of time and energy, because you cannot get your time back. I cannot emphasize on the fact that you cannot get your life and time back, but you can definitely go and have some fun with your time if you do it right.
absolutely, absolutely. So definitely
Okay.
definitely take that to word, Backtown TV family. Um, Definitely make sure you guys take that to word. Again, I definitely want to thank again Sharina for joining us and speaking with me today. You guys know that my name is Simone Jackson. I'm always hosting with Moses. If you guys want to, of course, come down and advertise or interview with me, make sure you email us at info@blacktontv.com. Make sure you guys follow Sharina Gutierrez. She's been an amazing guest. Like I said, I appreciate her coming and speaking with us. I really do appreciate your thoughts, and we'll be definitely checking out everything once it comes out. So you'll definitely be seeing more Miss Sharina, and you'll definitely be getting our support once everything comes out. So we definitely appreciate you, Miss Sharina.
I know. I appreciate you guys. I'm really stoked. Like, now I'm gonna just want to do more of these things for sure. Maybe I should do my own podcast.
I tell you, it gets addicting. It really does. It gets super, super addicting. I love it. I love doing podcasts, and I love talking to people. So especially people like you who give honest answers and are just straight up and just full
I
of.
mean, but isn't that what life is about? Is honesty, man.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. That is exactly what it's about. All what's about. So everyone, Black Talent TV, I do appreciate you guys joining in with us today. Of course, I want to give last thanks to Miss Sharina. We will definitely be back with another great episode of Look Who's Next. But until then, Sharina, Black Talent TV family, we'll see you guys again.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Bye.
Bye.